But you might be saying, Carlin, that doesn't really mean anything because those are just a couple of people, and there's still Republicans that are doing things that matter, right? Well, let's talk about New Hampshire. Now, really stopped involving myself in politics in New Hampshire last year, midway through last year sometime, because I was just so disgusted by everything. I was like, I can't even take this anymore. Let me explain to you how incompetent the Republican Party is. Now, admittedly, this is just the New Hampshire Republican Party, but there has been a parental bill of rights that came up in the state legislature in New Hampshire. This has been a really hotly contentious issue, but it really shouldn't be, and I'll tell you why. Republicans control the New Hampshire House of Representatives. Republicans control the New Hampshire Senate, and our governor, who is probably going to run for president, is a Republican. So Republicans in New Hampshire quite literally control everything, every level of government. Okay? So when a parental bill of rights comes up in the state legislature, you would think that this would be a no-brainer, right? And let me actually even show you even more how bad it was. Corey DeAngelis tweeted this out earlier today, and this is from a New Hampshire state representative, Tommy Hoyt, who is a Democrat. This is how bad the Democrats are on this issue, where Tommy got an email from one of his constituents saying, I want you to pass the parental bill of rights without amendment. And Tommy responded, do you know why children's results tanked during COVID? Their parents were incompetent teachers. Do your children a favor. Let the teachers teach and shut up. You're clearly no professional. This is how Democrats respond to voters in New Hampshire who are asking them to pass a parental bill of rights. This is within the context of every layer of government in New Hampshire being quite literally controlled by Republicans. So, did the parental bill of rights pass, do you think? Do you think they were able to get that one thing across the finish line? The one thing that parents probably care about more than anything else? The one thing that would actually give parents some sort of power within the public school system? Do you think New Hampshire Republicans were able to do that one thing? No. Of course they weren't. Of course they weren't. And not only were Republicans completely inept to be able to pass one effing piece of legislation, as soon as it failed, because not enough Republicans showed up to vote for it, as soon as it failed, the New Hampshire GOP put out a press release blaming Democrats. Because it's never their fault. It is never the Republicans' fault when they completely drop the ball on something. It is always someone else's fault that they themselves failed. There could have been 0 Democrat votes for this parental bill of rights, and it still would have passed if every single Republican showed up and did the one effing job that they had. But no, this is the press release that we were treated to today. Democrats undermine New Hampshire parents. Senate Republicans released the following statement on Democrats voting down SB 272, Parents' Bill of Rights in Education. If Republicans had shown up and done their one effing job, there would have been nothing that the Democrats could do to vote this bill down because the Republicans have the majority in the House, the majority in the Senate, and the governor's office. It is truly disheartening to witness such an appalling disregard for parental authority by New Hampshire Democrats, giving their seal of approval to allow public employees to lie to parents about their own children. I'm sorry, what? Which public employees gave their seal of approval? Because it kind of seems like Republicans were the ones who gave their seal of approval over this one. The decision by Democrats to block this important bill is a direct a direct assault on parental rights and a clear indication of their misguided priorities. By denying parents the opportunity to exercise their inherent authority, Democrats have undermined the very fabric of our society, where the family unit and parental involvement plays an essential role in the upbringing and development of children. Democrats' decision to kill SB 272 is a disservice to our constituents, particularly parents who have tirelessly advocated for their rights to be respected and protected. Who voted to kill it? Who did that? Republicans? By undermining parents and disregarding their concerns, Democrats have demonstrated a lack of understanding of the vital role parents play in raising healthy, well-adjusted children. We, New Hampshire Senate Republicans, remain committed to the principles of family, individual liberty, and parental rights. We will continue to champion legislation that empowers parents, preserves their rights, and ensures that their voices are heard in decisions affecting their children's future. It's all theater. This is theater. This is a group of people who don't want to be helped. So I'm at a loss, guys. I'm at a loss. It seems to me that on every single level, from normal, average conservatives who will not listen and will not look at information when you hand it to them on a silver platter, who will insult you and harass you to within an inch of your sanity if you try to tell them what's going on, who will name call and smear, who will refuse to do the bare minimum of clicking on a link and watching something that's given to them. You've got average people that are refusing to do anything. You have organizations that are claiming to be the protectors of children that are just grifting and basically taking your money to give you a t-shirt so that you feel good that you did something to end grooming today. You have influencers that are making millions and millions and millions of dollars of your money that are not even remotely hinged in to what is actually going on in their own space. And your own political party can't even be bothered to show up to vote on the issue that they claim is the most important issue in the world. How am I supposed to interpret this? How am I supposed to interpret it? I'm a woman with a YouTube channel and a Substack, like, and a couple other community platforms. I can't fix this problem. And every time I talk about this problem, I get smeared for it. So, what would you do if you were in my shoes and you had this YouTube channel that you knew you could get people to watch it if all you did was do raw Trump shit and gossipy pop culture stuff? I can rack up I promise you metric ton of views, giving people exactly the grifter content that they want. Why should I do otherwise when people aren't watching the content that I've given them? Honestly, give me a reason. Jen says now they have a cause to keep on to the next election and the next election after that, and it's never going to get solved. That's exactly right.